All right, everybody. We good? Yeah? Yeah? I was actually pretty early in terms of my preparation for this stream, but there's some extra things I had to do, like changing my name on my Amazon account and stuff like that before I start displaying things, and then you guys discover basically my exact address, full name, etc., things I don't want people to know. So there's some last minute changes. Otherwise, I'm pretty on time for this stream. So, good stuff. Don't take the hour thing too seriously. All right, let's establish some things. Who's seen the title and thumbnail? I imagine, unless you're literally a blind person, you probably clicked on the stream after having seen the title and thumbnail, right? So, it's cool. I've got my chat because I built another computer, right? So I built another computer so I can see my chat here, which is really, really nice. So I don't know. This must be how it feels to be a real streamer. This is how real streamers must feel all the time, right? They get this screen right here, and then they've got, chat. Anyway, so let's explain some stuff before we get into this sort of thing, all right? One, we're still going to talk One Piece and stuff this stream, all right? I saw people saying in the chat, basically, Morj is just copying Ludwig and stuff. Look, I cannot copy Ludwig because Ludwig is a millionaire. Ludwig can do crazy things, like say, I gave chat $50,000 or some shit to redesign my room, and Ludwig will go with whatever. No, this is a more grounded, realistic version of that, which is, I need to change the background. We've all known this for a while. This is not a surprise to anybody. I need to change the background, right? Now, for the longest time, I did not change the background, first because of laziness, then eventually because I was like, well, I'm going to change apartments soon anyway. Forget it. I don't want to deal with all the background stuff changing. Now I'm like, no, I'm probably going to stay at this apartment a bit longer, enough so that I should just change the background, all right? So, 2 birds, 1 stone. We're going to do a bit of basically room redesign and stuff like that over the course of this stream. What's the other stone? Or what's the other bird? Bird number 1 is the room. We got to fix the room, and I'm going to rely on you guys for help for that, all right? Mickey Mouse streamer, what is a Ludwig? Ludwig is fire, blah, 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 blah. So I don't care what your opinions on Ludwig are, all right? We all know what Ludwig is, though, right? Everyone's aware of what Ludwig is. We all know who Ludwig is. We know what he does, right? So, we're going to fix the stream, and we're going to do general stream discussion stuff, all right? So, 2 birds, 1 stone, okay? Or fix the room and do general stream discussion stuff, all right? That's the 2 birds, and that's the stone, all right? Point being, I need you guys' help because I'm not good with this room stuff, all right? If I was, I already see people talking about the body pillows. No, I'm not Ludwig. I'm not gonna buy whatever the fuck you guys want me to buy. I'm looking to you guys for guidance and suggestions. That doesn't mean if you guys spam body pillow, that means I have to buy a body pillow. No, it's still my Amazon account and my card. I'm gonna still decide if these are realistic purchases that I want to make or not. This room needs to look nice. It needs to look really, really good so that, I think it can give off a good impression for new viewers who come across the channel, right? Because you all are already indoctrinated into the cult, right? Everyone here is indoctrinated fully. We need more people, right? We need more people. How do we get more people? With a nice, shiny billboard. This room is that billboard. So let's revamp it and make it look a little bit better, because I'm probably going to be staying here a little bit longer at least. All right. Did I make people mad? Are people upset with the fact that they can't just make me buy a body pillow? That feels like a very reasonable thing, that you guys can't make me get a body pillow and set it up in my room. That feels very, very reasonable. Jaren's Rambo says, Morj, I don't know who Ludwig is. Should I? Yes, he composed some of our finest symphonies. Like 9 of them. And he was deaf or some shit. He was the Stevie Wonder of the olden days, basically. That's how you can think about Ludwig. Except I think it's more impressive to compose music. It's definitely more impressive to compose music being mostly deaf than composing music being blind. Because to be honest, I'll just say this right here. Stevie Wonder composing music when he's blind isn't that big of a deal when you think about it. Because it's like he's blind. He's got nothing better to do, right? At least make use of the one sense that you have. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of blind people should be really good musicians. Because like, what the fuck else are they doing? They're not watching movies, that's for sure. Separate take. Anyway, Ludwig van Beethoven, one of the most impressive, artist things ever. Why are we talking about this? Let's talk about the room, all right? Francisco Mas says a portrait of yourself. That would be great. That would be great. Bobby D. Blizzard says wanted posters for the Strawds would look nice. That's true. That's true. Edward Roman with a terrible idea to counteract that. He says, can we go much higher poster? I swear to God, I still don't get it. I still don't get it because now I see people like memeing other series with the can we get, like, I see the meme everywhere now on Twitter. I get it now in terms of like recognizing where I'm seeing the meme, right? It's just one picture of Whitebeard, one picture of Chopper, some picture of like kid, like I get the format overall, but I don't get the joke. Can someone explain the joke to me? Because I don't get the joke. Koopy Coop coming in with a display. Okay, here's how we're gonna do it. Hold on. I'm going to be dropping a link for people to drop suggestions to. Now, because many of you guys don't care what I say, and so you're gonna post weird things regardless, there is in fact a filterer person who will be sorting through the links that you guys are dropping and making sure that they're not terrible. And then they will be presenting that to me in a separate document, okay? So the link that I drop here, you guys can post whatever you want, but just keep in mind that any non-serious proposals will basically be rejected, all right? So we're going to post the link. We'll get to the room design stuff in a second. Don't worry about the time limit thing. I don't know why I said an hour in the title and thumbnail. I thought that it's I don't know. It's just there. All right. Rajesh Narayan says sounds like a scrub. So Rajesh Narayan is in fact the filterer. So he's not giving me confidence in himself right now. Tom, thanks. Gone fishing or 4 lava lamps. Nami mousepad. We are not getting me a mousepad because you guys can't even see the mousepad as is. This would just be to make me have a Nami mousepad for the sake of it. Roger owns a Morj plush. You should own a Roger plush, says Caleb Brown. I should, but they're out, like, his whole thing was before my thing, so I didn't buy any. I could buy a Roger plush. That'd be nice. If he still has some, I'll buy one off of him. You know what? Oh, I see a lot of people dropping links right now. Oh, fuck. This is actually a very aggressive document. Oh, fuck. What have I done? Is Rajesh going to be able to handle this? I have very little, Rajesh, I have very little faith in you right now. Oh my God, Rajesh deleted all of them. What the hell is going on? What is this? Oh no, somebody else deleted all of them. This is a terrible system. Guys, don't delete stuff. All right. Let me take a look at, let me open up Slack in the side just to see if Rajesh is, is in need of assistance. Tyler John says, Morj, if this arc has, again, some extra Sanji focus, I don't ever want to hear the Oda hates Sanji crowd again. Also, Zoro body pillow. All right, listen. The Oda hates Sanji crowd, it's just complicated because it's like, it's not, no, I don't think Oda hates any of his Straw Hats, right? But just because, like, Oda can give Sanji, like, another really, really nice arc for his character or something like that, and then, like, subsequently proceed to have him, I don't know, like, lose every fight from then on to the rest of the series, and I would still say, yeah, Oda probably did Sanji wrong there, right? Because the reality is that what you want out of Sanji's character, I think if you spend, like, this whole first half of the series, right, like, that's when you're growing readers' attachments to characters and everything like that, and you're kind of setting the expectation among your readership of, like, here's kind of the appeal behind this character. Here's why you might be a fan of this or that character, right? So with Sanji, lots of people, they liked him because of his character, yes, but they also liked him because he's strong and did strong people things, right? And won fights and stuff like that and had cool moments. And they liked that he was often very much like the source of cunning or resourcefulness, I think, in terms of getting them out of sticky situations. So it's several factors, right? So that's what Oda built the appeal of Sanji's character on, right? So no matter what, even if Oda keeps giving Sanji really, really good character stuff, if he's not delivering on those other two side of things, then I still think it's not like Oda hates Sanji. You can never say that, I don't think. But at the end of the day, you can't deny that a lot of what Oda built in as a fair expectation among readers for what they can continue to enjoy from Sanji's character for the rest of the story, if that continues to dwindle or whatever, then, I mean, I think Wano did a lot for him, right? Damone Nickerson, welcome to the Yonko. Nice to see you. So I think that, like, Sanji fans, I think they can't complain post Wano because Sanji did get a lot of good shit in Wano. Like, he beat Queen. He's they Oda reestablished him as one of the wings of the Pirate King and stuff like that. So it's clear we can expect like more good stuff out of Sanji in that regard. But and if he gets a character arc or something, like more character work here, that's just gravy. But it's like, well, what if from here to the end of the series it's just like more perverted jokes, more nosebleeds, more gags about his bounty and stuff like that. End of the series, what if he's got like the 5th highest bounty or something like that, and he's been dropped to number 5 or something, stuff like that. I could understand why like Sanji fans would be upset at that point. Jaren Randbo says, "Can we go back to Ludwig? What'd he do with his room?" Honestly, I don't know. I just see his thumbnails and stuff, and I know that he does video types where, okay, so for those of you who live under a rock, right? Ludwig, famous streamer. I think he holds the record for being the most subscribed person to on Twitch in Twitch history, if you care about that at all. He likes doing these things where he lets his chat, I guess, spend his money to design his room for him or something like that, or do some wacky shit. I don't know. We don't have it like that here. Rajesh says Rajesh, man behind the scenes, says he's creating a Google form. Lol. Then I'll take the submissions from the form and put it in the room design. Okay, I see I got it. Rajesh, let me know, do I gotta pin this comment? Do I have to pin this somewhere? Should I be pinning this document? Let me know. Behanord, what's up? Behanord says, do you like debates? Do you like destroying your enemies with facts and logic? Then read Umineko. Pizza shielded to me, and now I'm considering naming myself after one girl boss from this VN. Is Umineko, is that a game? Am I crazy? Is that a game? Let me take a look. Umineko. It's a visual novel. I don't even know. Dojin Soft visual novel series. What does that mean? All right, we'll think about it. We'll put that in the thinking about it category. Pin that link. Okay. All right, we got a new link. All right, new and improved link. All right. Pin this. There we go. Oh. All right. So, Japanese Jim says, Morj, I forgot to wear deodorant today. Well, as long as you stay indoors, like at your house, I think that's basically fine. Frankie says, I don't watch Twitch, I have a brain. I mean, I watch Twitch for like melee tournaments. That's pretty much it. I watch like clips of people. And stuff. Cigarverk says, make the chat members only and get suggestions. Okay, make the chat members only and get suggestions through chat. That's actually not a bad idea. Let me see how many people we have in chat, because we don't have a crazy number of people right now, so I don't want to make it members only here. I see what you're saying, though, because that would make it so that we get more serious suggestions and stuff. I could throw the vote to you guys, but most of you guys aren't members, so obviously you would pick don't make it members only. Unless for some reason you want to restrict your own freedom of speech, so you're just like, fuck it, I'll vote. Just like a non-member who'll go ahead and vote. Make chat members only. Miss Super says Phantom Greyfire from previous stream from JPressP. 10-mile run or 2 hours of Zumba? That's an interesting one. I would do a 10-mile run. Zumba is stupid. Yeah. Yeah, no, I was a big fan of the melee tournament that just happened. I think that, I won't say anything. I won't go too much into melee stuff. But like, I'll just say this briefly, which is that I'm a big Mango fan, but I don't watch tournaments where I think he's going to lose. So I thought he was going to lose, so I didn't actually watch Low Tech City. But then he won, so now I'm going to watch Big House, and Mango's guaranteed to lose Big House. So that's just the cycle of being a Mango fan. So it's like, he wins, so then I watch the next one, and then he loses, and I'm like, I'm disappointed. All right, I'm not watching again. And then he'll win at some later point, and I'll be like, oh, fuck, Mango's back. And then he just won't win again for the longest time. Hidden Island says, you could take suggestions through Super Chat only if you want to filter. That's a good idea, Hidden Island. But then people will complain about me being, I don't know. People will complain. They'll just complain. They'll be like, Morj only takes... All right, the room design public talk is actually hilarious right now. I don't think I can share this. It's too dangerous. But you guys can see it there. Anyway. I can't do that. That's a good idea, though. Okay. We'll start the room design process shortly. One thing I've been considering, which my editors have been telling me to do, is doing like more like this week we have no One Piece chapters, but I could still do like a stream of me playing Melee or something like that. The problem is that I'm super rusty at Melee right now. I played for like a solid month a while back, and that felt nice. But now I like play like one game every like 2 weeks or something like that. Like I'll just jump in, play 2 games, lose because I'm rusty, and then drop it for a while. So if I can get a solid month of practice or something, then I'd happily stream some Melee. Brandon King says, "What about Joy Boy's book? You could buy it as like decor for my place." No, Joy Boy's book is not an op. I'm not buying Joy Boy's book for this. If I buy Joy Boy's book, it'll be to support Joy Boy. Do I want to do that? I don't know at the moment. Actually, for the real question is like, is it a good book? If it's a good book, I'll buy it to support. But I'm not gonna buy a book that I just to support. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? And you might be like, why, Morj? Why wouldn't you buy a book just to support? Well, because what if this spurs everybody in the One Piece community to write a book, huh? Then I'd have to buy like a whole fucking library full of books. I can't. It sets a terrible precedent. I can't do that. Yeah, like the stream. Let's get the stream likes up. Although, I think at the same time, Risai says Morj will be a Marth player. No, you're just saying that because Zane's a Marth player. Or Zen, sorry. Zen's a Marth player. No, I play Fox, like an honest individual. Fox is by far the most honest character in the game. I don't care what anybody says. But I'm also being serious. I'm not joking. I think he's legitimately the most honest character in the game. Because he's the best character, yes. But he also, you gotta work for Fox. You gotta do work. You can't just like, I don't want to go off on a whole thing, basically. But like, you can't just sit at the ledge, grab somebody, back throw. Like, Fox, you gotta work. You gotta earn your stuff with Fox. He's the best, but you gotta earn it, right? He's the best, but you gotta earn it. That's how I view it. Whereas other characters, sometimes I'm just like, you lucky, you fuckers. All right. Vartuni says Fox isn't honest because he has Shine. Shine is by far the most overrated, overhyped move in the game by far. There are like 50 better moves than Shine. Virgil Hawkins says, Mork, if Luffy lost to Fox, do you think Luffy would respect the rules? I think he would. Plus, I think he'd want a rematch. Plus, when's Wano's wid? Plus, hologram fan. Okay, so that's fitting a lot in there, but I think I can knock it out. So, I think Luffy would probably just want a rematch or something like that. It's weird. Would he respect the rules? I think he would, but it's just kind of crazy because it's like, think about it like this, right? Okay, so if Luffy lost to Foxy, and Foxy took Nico Robin, right? I think Luffy would actually respect those rules. They seem to be fine giving up Chopper in that sense, which is kind of crazy because the very next arc, the world government comes in and they're like, Robin, you're coming with us. And she's like, okay, bye, I'm gone, right? And Robin kind of leaves voluntarily in that sense, right? And the Strats are like, nah, you can't do that. We're coming to get her back. So what's funny is if you think about it, if the world government, if CP9 had challenged the Strats instead to, say, a Davy back fight, and won that, well then, in that scenario, maybe the Strats would have been okay with giving up Robin, right? Isn't it kind of funny that like they were just okay with giving up Chopper, at least from what it looked like, one arc prior, and then the next arc, Robin's literally like, I'm gonna leave, bye. And they're like, no, we're not letting you leave of your own accord, right? We're gonna get to the bottom of this. They snooped around, they found out basically, okay, this is why she's leaving, we don't like the feel of this, blah, 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 right? Let's go to war with the entire world, just to get to the bottom of what's happening here with Robin. Okay, Robin wants to stay with us, she stays, right? But if it was just Cartoon Man Foxy or whatever who had won Robin in the Davy backfight, then they would have just been like, okay, I guess we don't have Robin anymore because we lost this bullshit game of like, I don't know, sailing around Donut Island or whatever. So, I don't know. It makes you think. When's the Wano vid? Okay, so the Wano vid I'm trying to get out by next break week. That's the goal, next break week. The goal is next break week. I think it's doable. I think it's doable. The only reason it might not be doable is because I'm also working on another big project at the same time. And you guys will see that hopefully by the end of this month as well. So 2 big projects. One's the Wano video. One's the mystery project. Is there a point in me keeping it a mystery project? Should I just announce it? I'll decide that later. Plus hologram fan. I don't know what that means. Holograms, like, you know, like, what does that mean? Caleb Brown says, hey Morj, I just got CPR certified and there's a chance that I can resuscitate your hairline, but for real, I hope you're having a great day and staying healthy. Fuck you, my hair looks good. Miguel Pita says, hey Carl, thoughts on an OP fighting game roster? Who's Carl? This is not even close. Hey Carl, thoughts on OP fighting game roster? I mean, One Piece lends itself pretty easily to a fighting game, right? All the characters have fighters. What's the roster? Just throw in all the Strats and then all the strong characters. I don't think it's that complicated, right? Throw in the Admirals, throw in the Yonko. Throw in fan favorites like Katakuri, Locke. I was gonna say Kid. I think you have to throw in Kid, even if he's not necessarily a fan favorite. But you have to throw in Kid. Yeah, throw in the Supernovas, Shichibukai. Done deal, right? Nothing too complicated. Virgil Hawkins says Chainsaw Man vid. I bet it's Chainsaw. Yes, it is basically some alternative content. Let's say alternative content. Big stuff coming, I think. Rajesh Nayan says, Mr. Morj, maybe shut the poll in a few minutes. Maybe shut the poll? Do I have the power to shut? Can you shut the poll? Rajesh, can you shut the poll? I don't know how to shut the poll. Can I shut the poll? Rajesh, can you shut the poll? I don't know if I can shut the poll. I think you gotta shut the poll. Lane XYZ says, God, don't throw in Kid. No, he has such a great variety of moves. It would be such an exciting fighting game character, you know? Alka Chofa says, any thoughts on the One Piece trading card game? Just I mean, I have no idea if it's a good game or not. Like, I have no idea. I doubt that there'd be a good One Piece trading card game, just because I think a lot of, like, just because it's One Piece doesn't mean it's gonna lend itself well to a card game, you know? Like, there are very, very few, I think, good actual trading card games, so I doubt that One Piece got it right. I think getting trading card games right is very, 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 very difficult. I think most trading card games kind of suck. At least the vast majority of the popular ones. Rajesh, can you check? Okay, everyone has 2 more minutes to post your stuff, and then after that, the poll is getting shut down. And then I guess there's going to be a transfer moment where we shift things over. Rajesh shifts things over to the private doc, and then we will start the room redesign stuff. But beyond that, I think that at the very least right now, I'm expecting, you know, some realistic submissions, not too many body pillow things, hopefully just some normal stuff, you know. So let's see. Honestly, I think that the room redesign doesn't... can you... In the meantime, can we say, who do we think as a YouTuber has a nice background that we like? Can we say, let's keep it One Piece YouTube, so it's people that I'll know. I don't want to have to look up a bunch of people I don't know. One Piece YouTubers whose backgrounds you guys like. Tala Jahan says, if Zoro was in Whole Cake Island as a video, If Zoro was in Whole Cake Island as a video? Not an interesting enough video, I think. Like, I mean, it's a video. We could just talk about it right now. If Zoro was in Whole Cake Island, I don't think... Okay, hold on. Let me bring this up real quick. Mar says, hope you're having a good day. Watch Succession. Thank you. I am having a decent day. I don't know what Succession is. I won't watch it. If Zoro was in Whole Cake Island, my thing is... Okay, at this point, my theory is that actually you needed less people in Whole Cake Island. Because, like... We pretty much saw it play out recently, right? Whole Cake Island, they had too many people. In reality, all you needed was... all you pretty much needed at Whole Cake was... let's see. Let me switch this over. Right? Like, what we learned at this point is that in Whole Cake, you pretty much just needed Gangster Gastino, right? You just needed Caesar. That's all you needed. You just needed this guy. You didn't really need anybody else. Like, sure, you could throw Zoro into Whole Cake Island. It's like, oh, what would have happened? It's like, he would have slowed him down. Because really, at the end of the day, it's just him. That's all you needed. They heavily, heavily overcomplicated it. Because look, the reality of it is, right? I talked about this last stream, but I feel like it bears repeating, which is that, like, look at this. Like, am I right about that right? I think I might be several chapters off, actually. Like, where are we at? Yeah, like this whole raid thing that happens, right? Look at all these bad guys, right? Look at all these bad guys, and like, it's a real pain trying to get away from there. For some reason. God knows what the reason is. Like, they treat it like it's the most desperate, difficult mission in the world. All these bad guys coming after them, taking the combined might of all of these Germa forces and stuff. Caesar flying away with Capone Beige, right? You got Caesar, Luffy throwing out Gear 4th and stuff like that. Turns out you don't really need any of that. You actually kind of just need, you mostly just need this, right? Whatever the fuck is going on in this panel, that's pretty much all you need, right? Like, it's just this. They didn't need to do all of this other stuff. Like, am I wrong? This whole bomb, completely unnecessary. What changes if Caesar just, like, why doesn't Caesar just do his gas stuff here? It's the exact same thing. Look, he runs into Katakuri, all right? He runs into Katakuri, and in this scenario, it's like, oh, fuck, it's all over. But here, it's like, fuck it, I'll take out Katakuri, I'll take out Ovid, I'll take anybody. It doesn't matter who's there, right? Because it's actually the exact same scenario. It's very literally the exact same scenario. Nothing changed. It was like, right? It was essentially, what do we have? It was essentially like they gotta save the family, right? Where's the family at? Right? We've got a setup here. Yeah. So what's the situation? We gotta save Germa. Germa's fucked, right? So that's situation A. Right? What's situation B? Situation B is pretty much just, where does this cover story start? Like here? Where does it start? Situation B is just the same thing, right? Which is that Germa's being held captive somewhere. Right? It's the same shit. Oh, I'm sorry. There was like a fight scene beforehand. So Germa's being held captive here, right? So Germa's being held captive in scenario B. Well, let's go even a little further back. Right? It's identical is all I'm saying. Right? We're the captive. Look, okay. So scenario B, all right? Germa is being held captive, right? Scenario A, Germa is being held captive. Now, you might say scenario A has more people, but I don't think the number of people was that important to it, right? Because the method of escape doesn't really change, does it? Right? The method of escape, we already know the method of escape. It's just Caesar sprays some gas, right? Is there like a limit to how many people he can gas? I don't know. I don't feel like that was ever established. So here, they basically need a full arc, right? They need 30 chapters. Here, they basically need the span of one chapter. If you combine all of the cover pages together, it makes about maybe one chapter, maybe 10 pages at best or something like that. So it's pretty much the same thing. And it's pretty much like, I think it's pretty bizarre that you get to the same result of this, right? With everyone flying away scot-free. You get to the same result, but with way less effort. Right? It's kind of, oh wait, 872. It's the same thing, isn't it? Like, how much is different? Why do I keep typing 9? Oh, I'm a little off on this. All right. Like, it's just, the only difference, I guess, is Big Mom, but Big Mom's not even, like, the biggest problem over the course of this whole thing, right? The big problem over the course of this whole Tea Party scene was more so Katakuri, and, like, Capone Beige explicitly said that. He was like, he literally said at the start of the wedding, yeah, Katakuri is going to be our biggest problem because Katakuri can see the fucking future, right? That's the big issue that we're going to have here with saving the family, escaping all that. It's Katakuri. So Capone Beige straight up says that. Turns out, Capone Beige was wrong because when it really comes down to it, Caesar can solo Katakuri no problem. So I just don't know. I don't know. I feel like we got to the same thing, right? We got to this. I'm making this point a lot, but it's just really crazy to me because it would be a lot like, I can't think of like a comparable example where you give the exact same conflict, right? Saving Germa from Whole Cake Island, right? From under the watch of Katakuri, and it's the exact same solution, which is get Caesar and fly the fuck out of there. But in scenario A, it's like this whole giant mega arc that spills out of it. And scenario B is just doing the same thing again, but it's way easier. Like, you guys get what I'm saying? It's the same thing as if, like, right after Enies Lobby, like, just the Frankie family went back. And they're like, we forgot something. What if they forgot Frankie at Enies Lobby? Imagine that. So they forgot Frankie at Enies Lobby. So the whole Enies Lobby arc ended. They beat up Lucci. They beat up all these guys. They escaped the Buster Call. The whole thing, it's done, right? They did the impossible, right? So they leave. But then they realize, oh, fuck, we forgot Frankie, right? Oh, fuck, we forgot Frankie. That's what they realize. And then they're like, well, we're not going to go all the way back. The Strahds are done. They're already on the way to the next island. So then the Frankie family's like, fuck it, we'll just go back. We'll get Frankie. So they get back to Enies Lobby. CP9's still there for some reason in this scenario. So they just beat up CP9 again. And then they leave with Frankie. But it all happens in like 10 panels. 10 cover pages. That's basically it. So this is the worst cover story I think ever, because I think like it's following up that Capone Beige cover story, which was arguably the worst cover story ever. But that cover story's crime was just being boring. This cover story's crime is basically just making all of Whole Cake Island look like a joke. It definitely makes Katakuri look like a joke, because I'm just gonna say this is not the Katakuri I know. It's just not the Katakuri I know. All right. Is this Katakuri or is this fucking Jack the Drought? Who are we looking at here? Who is this man? Huh? Is this Katarina Devon in disguise? Who is this guy? Imagine if like after this cover imagine if like the final panel of this cover story, it's like it's just Katakuri on his back again. It's just like the second man to have ever defeated me, Caesar Cloud. The only other person to ever make me land on my back. Imagine we get a second little backstory for Katakuri. He's just like, fuck, I lost again. It was Luffy and Caesar Cloud, the only two to ever do it. Imagine we get the extended version of this backstory. He's just thinking back through his life. He's like, I became this stoic, unshakable guardian figure for my family. And all that fell apart in the span of like 2 weeks. Once through an epic battle against Straw Hat Luffy. Future Yonko, future Pirate King. Understandable. The second time, thanks to Caesar Clown, like the 6th best scientist in the One Piece world or something like that. Not a fighter, literally just some egghead dude. It's this is very embarrassing if you're a Katakuri fan, because Katakuri essentially let Whole Cake Island get embarrassed 2 times in a row, right? 2 times straight. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a fall from grace for a character like this. I just don't know. His whole reputation just went out the window twice. The first time, understandable, but the second time is just like, holy shit, what happened here? Maybe this is just one of those he doesn't mention. All right, where are we at? That should have given enough time. Oh, we got another member. Bobby Wellington, welcome to the Yonko. What is going on? All right, where are we at? We should probably have had enough time. Right, Rajesh, we good here? We good? KK, unpin the link. All right, cool. Thanks, Rajesh. Where are we at? JK Kane says, merch idea, Morj brand shoulder cream. Francisco Mas, thanks, I appreciate it. Flame Emperor says, silly Morj, this is character development. Katakuri no longer feels the need to constantly look into the future to be perfect. Judge top 5. Yeah, so just let anybody walk into Whole Cake and just fucking break in, break out. Open season now. Gates are unlocked. Just come in, whoever the fuck wants to. Doesn't matter how weak or strong you are. Katakuri's not doing shit nowadays. Just leave the keys under the mat. Whoever wants to pick it up, walk in, walk out. Open door policy at Whole Cake Island at this point. Tala Jahan says, I meant Zoro's POV, maybe on the Sanji Straw Hat drama. Okay, well, sorry, I went in a very different direction off of that. Yeah, we got to power scale Caesar at this point, because at this point Caesar has a winning record, or at least an even record against Luffy at this point, right? Because he won the first fight, he lost the final fight, the second fight got interrupted. So he's got an even record against Luffy. He straight up beat Katakuri as far as I can tell. So at this point, he's got one of the best resumes out there. Francisco Mas says, hi Morj, I think you will like this. This website is in Spanish, but you'll be fine. Minervarte, I can't link it through Super Chat. Okay, I'm going to take a look at this because it seems like a serious comment. But if this is like going to somehow rickroll me or something. I don't really know how to use this. Is this cool like artwork and stuff? This is pretty cool. All right, let me pull it over to the main screen. So it's got paintings and stuff. I like that. I do like this. I don't know if I'd want like just straight up panels on the wall. Also, what is this in American money? Please tell me this isn't like... Please tell me the exchange rate is something really, really good. Like really, really fucking good. Because I don't know about this one. Please tell me it's like a million pesos make $1 or something like that. I don't know if I can swing this. 3,600, 3,700 for... I'll just say this. The 99 thing really, really works because you do subconsciously just read it as that when you first glance at it. But anyway, 3,700. I mean, I love this scene. Top 3 favorite scenes in the series for me. But I just don't know if I can swing that for that. Eli Gooner, welcome to the Yonko. Appreciate it. Where are we at? Okay. I think we're caught up. Argentinian currency. So what's the Argentinian currency? Okay. It's the Argentinian peso. So let's say 3,700 over there. Oh, I did it the other way and I nearly freaked out for a second. All right, 3,700 over there. Oh, it's only 25. Guys, this is only $25. This is so doable. All right, $25. All right, that's very, very doable. We'll put this in the category of like maybe we get this. That's going to be a category from here on. Okay, let's get into this room redesign thing. All right, so this should be filled with links that are actually usable. Thank you, Rajesh. I really appreciate it. I think you can head out now unless you want to stay and watch the stream, you know, just for your own entertainment, I suppose. Or to make sure that nothing crazy happens and, like, I don't just ruin the whole thing somehow, which is very possible. Ninjago the Goat says, you know what I'd do with that money? $25? I hope that you have 20. I hope that you are not homeless watching the stream, and I mean that sincerely, because it's just, I imagine some people are. So, Koopy Goop says it's less than $25. Thank you, Koopy Goop. Virgil Hawkins says, Morj, have you watched / read any more Haikyuu? No. I have, let's see, the things that I've done in the... Okay, so I rewatched parts of Bleach. For some reason, I, like, recently watched the Dragon Ball fight when the whole thing, like, all the episodes of when the Saiyans arrive through when Goku beats Vegeta. For some reason, I rewatched that this weekend. I don't know why, I just felt like it. But no, I've not watched Haikyuu. That has not made the cut. Maybe I'll give it a try. All right, a Shanks figure. Okay, so we're going to put stuff like this as... No. How big is this? We don't know how big this is. Right? We need to start logistics, all right? Logistics. Here's how logistics work, okay? We want shelves, things like shelves. We want things to place things upon, right? Is this just going to be all One Piece stuff? Oh, man. No. Someone find me shelves. Okay, what's this? No! I'm not an Instagram influencer. What is this for? Clip-on ring light. Okay, clip-on ring light for computer laptop. Wait, I am screen sharing, right? You guys can see this? This isn't just me in my head? All right. Clip-on ring light for computer laptop. Zoom lighting for computer. Webcam light for Zoom call. Remote. Okay, say what you will about my stuff, but it's not poorly lit. I mean, the lighting should be better, but it's more so that it's too bright. I have too many strong lights on my face. One of these should be, there should be deeper shadows and stuff like that. So this is not the issue. We're going to take this right off the list. Can you please identify yourself as your thing comes up on the list so that we can make fun of you for your bad choices? I want to know who thought that a ring light would be helpful, because I just don't know about that person. I would like to shame them a little bit. Tala Jahan, welcome to the Yonko. Appreciate it. Heishiz says, I put some shelves in there, lol. All right, everybody, let's look for, let's wait on, Heishiz's shelves, because I'm excited for what he came up with. Okay, how is this only $26? Oh, because it's really small. It's like the size of a bookcase. Okay, so this is the One Piece stuff. We got some people wanting me to get some One Piece stuff. I can get some One Piece stuff. That's cool. Oh, this is a disc plate. Aren't these expensive? Disc plates are really cool, though. Disc plates are definitely cooler than poster or, you know, generic posters and stuff like that. How much is this? $44. That's not that bad. That's pretty good. I thought the disc plates would be really expensive, but I guess not. Okay, so how is this only $11.99? Am I the only one confused about prices and stuff? Edward Roman says go to IKEA for shelves. Wait, this was Sean Easton's idea? All right, everybody, never mind, I take it back. Sean Easton only has good ideas. All right. Let's make fun of somebody else. Let's pretend it was let's pretend it was who do I not normally see? Actually, let's pretend it was AJK's idea. All right, this was AJK. The ring light was AJK's idea in my book, as far as I know. Let's put it under the category of reading that Reddit theory. That will probably explode. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't get something like this. I don't know what this is. What is this? Cartoon One Piece Hero. Okay. Cartoon One Piece Hero. Shouldn't it be Cartoon Hero? Cartoon... What? No, I guess this makes sense, right? It's just a weird phrase. One Piece Cartoon Hero. No, I guess they got it right. Cartoon One Piece Hero. Yeah, it's about right. Monkey D. Luffy, anime figure. Okay, so now they know. Now it's an anime. It's not a cartoon hero anymore. It's an anime. Anime figure, Paramount War. Is this from the Paramount War? No, it's not. He's already got his scar. That's not. This is not even correct. He already has a scar in here. This is not from the Paramount War. Okay, I'm very sketched out by this whole thing at this point. 3D. That sucks. You're gonna need those special glasses to be able to see this. LED optical illusion. Okay, it's an optical illusion too, so it's gonna fool me. Decor table lamp with remote set. This is way too much stuff. 7 colors, though. That's pretty cool. 7 colors. Who remembers when I had the lights in the background? I feel like I bring this up frequently, but I just don't want anyone to forget that I had these cool-ass Miami Vice-style lights in the background that could all flash and change colors like disco style. And everyone said they'd look terrible and tacky and to get rid of it. And so I did. They're actually still around, but they're just not... I don't know where I put them. No, they're still there. They're still there, but they're just not plugged in. But if I had it my way, I would have nothing else in the background. I would just have those lights on, and they would be disco changing colors the entire time. Birthday, okay, sleep, night light. Holy shit. Sleep, this is like reading the title of that theory that AJK tried to make me read. Except it's more of a bizarre trip. All right. 7 colors, acrylic, sleep, nightlight. So this is actually a nightlight. I don't need a nightlight for those of you who are curious. I'm able to get to sleep just fine. Birthday Xmas gifts for child kids. What the fuck? No, we're getting rid of this one. This is too sketchy. It's probably going to be cocaine or something like that. That all sounded like some weird code. I don't believe any of that. Sounded weird. Why does it say Nami poster here? Oh, because this is classified as that, I guess. All right, anime One Piece wanna. Oh, this is cool. I like this. I like this one, and this is a canvas too. Canvas paint. Yeah, if we're doing a painting, it's gonna be canvas painting. I like this one a lot. I like this one. All right. Identify yourselves. Whose idea was that? It's a good one. I like that. Oh, some shelves. Is this Hashi Hash? Hashi Hash? Hashi Hashes? Hashizas? What was his name? Where'd he go? It was somebody's idea. Whose shelves are these? Who came up with these shelves? I will say I don't like these shelves though. I don't like these shelves because they're white. Can we get them in a different color? Because I don't know if you guys noticed, but my walls are very, very white. Oh, actually, the walls are getting changed. Okay, hold on. We can do this real quick. All right. What color should the walls be? Let me pull that real quick. What color should the walls be? I'm getting the walls repainted. Options I was thinking were gray. Actually, no, you guys suggest some ideas. I don't even know what reasonable colors. I was just thinking I was going to do gray walls. Gray, steel, whatever you guys want to call it. Why is the shelf so skinny? That's what I'm thinking. I think we're on the right track with the general concept of having shelves. I think we're on the wrong track with these white skinny shelves. So points for, I guess, somewhat being on the right track. Pink, dark red, yellow, pink. We're not doing pink. We're not doing dark red. That's too ominous. Creamy color. Isn't that what it is right now? Indigo. Vanta black. Magenta, bisexual, neon green, blue or green. Okay, you guys suck. I'm just going with gray. I just want to go with gray. White walls with black furniture or black walls with white furniture. AJK, that is sincerely a good idea. Well, not even a good idea. It's more so a good observation or point. Either we're doing black wall... Hold on. the color coordination matters quite a bit here, right? Because the color of the things that we want to get, Bobby Wellington is saying gold. No. An average drummer says Indian colored. Don't know what that means. Yeah, we got to know what color the walls are going to be before we know what type of shelves we are going to get. Well, I guess shelves, you can always just change the color of the shelves, right? Because if we like these shelves, which we don't, but if we did, then we could just swap them for these shelves. Okay. Burgundy. This is an Anchorman. All right, let me do a quick poll. What color walls are best? I'm only going to put things that I like. Gray, my option. Bobby D Blizzard says make walls orange. No. Who the fuck has orange walls? If you can find me one streamer or YouTuber that has orange walls, I'll consider it, but I don't think anybody does. Captain Face says you could get the flag of India for your room in with a Sun Pirates flag next to it with a Jinbei Wanted poster. Also, I guess Chainsaw Man stuff. I like Chainsaw Man stuff. That's a good idea, but I'm not doing all that other stuff, I don't think. Gray, black. Keep it white. These are the options I like. All right. I forgot about this. Wait, we were trying to figure out other YouTubers whose setups we liked, and we were going to copy them. Do we have any ideas for those other YouTubers? Maruko says you can make orange work. How? Sorry. How? Orange is like, it's ugly. Orange is just an ugly color. People do like gray. People like gray as an idea. Maybe it's just because I'm influencing them towards gray. All right, there'll be gray walls. It's settled. Done with. Gray walls. I saw a jump for keep it white. Wait. People also told me keep the polls up for longer. Okay, we'll consider keeping it white. I think that's a possibility. Teching? All right, let's take a look at teching. I know teching has a new setup. I don't remember what his new setup looks like. I've seen it, I just don't remember 100%. His old setup was great. I watched a lot of videos of his old setup. All right. Okay. He's got a new video out. Oh my god. No, we can't do that. What is... Oh my god. I love the room. I really, really like the room. Oh my god, this is opened up a whole new world. We can't do this though. How am I gonna do this? Huh? He has enough One Piece merch. I was thinking like I'd get like a few things. Does he have a Morj plush? Where's it at? There it is. Look. You guys see it? See this Morj plush? Oh man. Fuck, I told him I'd get a berry plush. I forgot about that. I need to do that. All right. Anyway. Okay, so we got this. What can we take away from this that is constructive? Because we can't recreate this whole thing. Also, do you guys have a different person that I could more realistically copy? This is like 10 years of accumulated One Piece merch. You know how much One Piece merch I have? I almost have like... I think I have like 0. I think I literally have 0. No, that's not true. I have the Morj plush, which counts. I had a Jinbei mug. The only reason I had a Jinbei mug was because Joy Girl sent that as a gift for collabing, because she sends gifts after you collab, and she thought it'd be funny to send a Jinbei mug because I don't like Jinbei, or at least I really didn't at the time. So I had a Jinbei mug for a little bit. Then I gave that away recently, so I don't even have the Jinbei mug anymore. So at this point in time, I think I've just got the Morj plush. I don't have much. BDA Law, Brago. I gotta look at Brago's setup. No, Brago half at. All right, let's look at Brago's setup. Is Brago in chat? I'm not gonna say anything nice about Brago's setup. We'll take a look at Brago's setup as a thing of like what not to do. Ghost Logic says global popularity contest banner Oda drew for a wall. That's actually a really good idea. I like that a lot. I like that. All right. Huh? Oda just exposed Akainu's daughter and Bonnie's father. ... Probably. What the fuck does this mean? What does this mean, Brago? What the fuck does that mean, Brago DAs? Huh? We've been reading some funny titles today. Okay, asterisks. Huh? Oda just exposed, all caps, quotation marks, Akainu's daughter. Never met her. And Bonnie's father. What? ... Probably. All right. I don't want to listen to any. I don't want to take any room design suggestions from this guy's video. I'm actually very interested in this video now, though. What is this video? This is about to turn into a react video. Tom says, what happened to the poster you used to promote? Oh, the poster I used to promote. Hold up. I don't have it, like, right here. I'm not going to go get it and everything like that, but the poster I used to promote, you can actually... Hold on, let's pull up the poster. Let's pull up the poster. Okay? Hold up. Reason being the frame broke. The frame broke, so I had to move things around. You guys can still pick up. The poster is actually amazing. Edward Roman says Volume 1 podcast setup is fire. We'll take a look at that right after Braga's. Check out morjstore.com because we've still got this poster for sale, and it's actually a phenomenal poster. You don't see One Piece posters like this that often. All right, we're going to take a look at this for a second. This could just go back in my background. Shop? How do I navigate this thing? Okay, look at this poster. This is all the One Piece characters. It's all the One Piece characters. It's literally all of them in minimalistic art style. Not literally all of them. You guys know what I mean. Oh, there's also some other stuff you can buy. But this poster is fucking good. Look at this. It's a premium, and it's like good-ass quality too. This is a great poster. You guys can buy that. Feel free to buy that if you so choose. But it's still there, still around. There's going to be more stuff added to the Morj gallery soon enough. It's just that artists are a little flaky with with their communication. Okay, what is this about? I kind of just what is he telling me to switch to? What is this? Oh no, it's a sponsorship. Skip that. Skip that. Okay, we don't need the audio. I don't have audio on. Sure, we can figure it out. Okay, so I'm gonna assume that this is what Braga's theory is. He's saying that this is Akainu's daughter. Easy. All right. Patricio Zambrano, welcome to the Yonko. I really like that name. That's a pretty cool name. Ah, I see. This one's Akainu's daughter. This one's Bonnie's father. Brilliant. All right. Let's find something with this room in it. You want me to copy this setup? I have this setup. This is the same setup as me. How is this any different? Because his mic is more... What's the big difference here? Serious question. How is this setup better than my setup? It's the same setup. He's got the angle and stuff. How is this different? Okay, I see. Okay, that was just actually a very unlucky point to click to. Okay, he's got an inspirational quote. He's got a sword. He's got a stormtrooper helmet. I could copy this setup because if I'm comparing to, okay, between this setup and this setup, I'm not trying to make fun of people's setups. I was, I guess, a little bit with Brago, but I'm in no place to make fun of setups, right? Obviously, my setup is terrible. Obviously, my setup is bad. But I'm just saying, between this setup and this setup, this one is something I can aspire towards, you know? I could potentially do something like this. All we need, we could copy it straight up. We could copy it beat for beat, bar for bar. We could just do, I like Kobe. I could get a Mama Mentality inspirational quote or some shit up there. Look at this. It's even got the, it's even got like the fucking dictionary pronunciation guide for it, so that, I don't know, if somebody walked in who didn't know how to speak English or some shit, they would still be able to say Mama Mentality. Okay, mantra. Okay, I like this idea. We can do this. Mama Mentality. I don't know what this is. They look cool though, right? Just big black, like, wallpaper or something like that. What is this? Are these like hidden posters that he's hidden? It just looks pretty cool. Umair Ula, welcome to the Yonko. Appreciate it. He's got something down here. Oh, this was that pillow of all the One Piece YouTubers. That's pretty cool. This is some stuff. Doesn't really matter. He's got a glowing green box. God knows what's in there. Maybe his treasure. Maybe all his worldly possessions are in that green box. Skylar H says a huge cutout of Jimbei. I don't know about that one. All right. So we've got... we're doing GLR next. All right, let's get Grand Line. Grand Lines is pretty cool. Grand Lines looks the most... I guess his works really well for what he does because he's got lots of non One Piece anime stuff as well. So his works pretty well in terms of like uh how do you say it? Like just looking like a generally cool YouTuber type room, right? And he has the same lighting that I did, the exact same lighting, but you guys said mine was weird. Hold on. I have to bring this back up. Hold on. From back in the day. Skylar H, thank you for upgrading your membership to the Yonko. The Yonko is where all the cool kids are. I'll just say that. Although all Supernova are still welcome. Everyone gets to sit at the same table. It's just that it's a very cliquey table, so the Yonko, they occupy the cooler part of the table, if that makes sense. Where does my Miami Vice arc start? Brought this up before. Here? No, this might be too much of a pain to find. I can find it quick. Can I find it quick? Can someone find a video with the Miami Vice lighting? And I'm gonna keep saying that and not stripper lighting because you guys don't need reinforcement. AJK says, Morj, who designed your website? Someone off Fiverr. Someone off Fiverr who, funnily enough, was a Morj viewer. So it actually worked out really, really well. Yeah, like, isn't this nice? Isn't this, like, what if I just went back to, I could just do whatever Grandline's doing. Why can't I just do what Grandline's doing? That's actually a solid idea. I can just move everything a little bit, get the lights going like that again. That's probably fine, right? Like, honestly, is that not fine? Is that not okay? Can I just do that? Yeah, everyone liked the stream. Everybody liked the stream. Let's get the stream likes up. All right. All right, let me do a quick vote. Which background is best? Teching, Grandline. I'm not really going to put Brago in there just because I think it's not quite the... Like, Tekking's is the souped-up version of Brago's, right? I'll throw Brago in there just out of respect, I suppose. But really, it's the two styles, right? We can have something like this, like what Grandline's doing. Or we could have something a bit more involved, like what Tekking's doing. We can't do what Tekking's doing. Okay, so really just be closer to what Braga's doing, right? This is more in the realm of realism, right? So something like this, which is very simple, minimal, not taking up too much space, or whatever. Lucer T says, opinions on Dream face reveal. So, okay, people are leaning towards Tekking. That's more fun at the end of the day. And it's easier to feature stuff if I want to feature, like, paintings or posters and stuff in the background. All right, we'll keep trying to design the room. The Dream face reveal. Oh, you guys want to look at Randy's setup? All right, we can look at Randy's setup real quick. Randy's got a nice setup, but it also is very merch intensive. Ethan says, get a Morjan mentality quote. A Morjan mentality quote. That'd be funny. Is he live right now? No, never mind. Yeah, the Dream reveal, I was like, because I didn't even really know who he was aside from the fact that, like, he has a terrible fan base, which is pretty well known, and that he cheated in Minecraft, which is something I found out just through, like, Carl Jobst videos. I don't know if you know who that guy is, but he makes some fun videos. So I just knew him off of that, but then I found out that, like, he's really, really, really popular. I didn't know that he was that popular of a person. So because I think the Dream face reveal was one of those things where, like, even if you don't really know what Dream's about, you're going to hear about the face reveal just because it spread so much. So it's like, fuck, I guess I should care about this person's face reveal. So I saw it, and I'm a little surprised because, like, everybody's saying that he's really ugly, but he's, like, he's just... I feel like it might just be because people, like, dislike him, because you wouldn't call him ugly, right? My only thing is that I feel like, he probably just fits the description of, like, a normal person, right? So I can't tell if people are seriously viewing him as, like, an ugly person, in which case I'm like, fuck, I feel like everybody that's calling this guy ugly should be mandatorily required to post their own face reveal. because I'm just like, well, what the fuck do you look like? Like, that dude probably looks like better than like, it's probably solidly in the middle, right? Like, probably better than like 50% of the average people, right? Because you see some people walking, I'm not gonna go off on a whole thing, right? But I'm just like, what's our standards now? If Dream's like extremely ugly, then like, what's like normal, and then what's actually considered like good looking, basically, is where I'm at. So I can't tell if he's just like a widely disliked person, so that's why everybody's like, oh, he's fucking ugly. Or I'm just like, if you're calling this person ugly, then I just feel like you need to have like your own face in your profile pic or something like that. That's all I'm saying. I don't know much about this person one way or another. I'm just trying to like recenter basically what are we as a society deciding to call ugly? Because people are acting like he's like fucking, I don't know, like like Shrek or some shit. They're literally posting some pics from like a Shrek character and being like, he looks like this person. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Anyway. Yeah, he's just like a normal person, right? Where are we at? Brandon King says check. Okay, hold on. I'm missing some stuff. Brandon King says check out the Volume 1 podcast setup Morj. I don't know what that is. Tom says check out look at Tekking's chapter review videos, different room. We have to look at Tekking's chapter review. Doesn't he do he does his chapter reviews in front of a green screen. I don't want to do all that. I will see. Does he? This is purely out of my own curiosity. If Tekking's still doing his chapter reviews in front of a green screen. Yeah, Tekking. I mean, I'll show you guys. He still does his stuff in front of a. It's not a green screen. I was remembering it incorrectly. It's in front of like basically a. I don't even know what you call it. It's just like kind of a simple wall with some stuff on the background. I don't really feel like doing that. Like, I like my setup as is in terms of I like where my chair's at, I like where the camera's at, I like where the microphone is at. I like this computer that I built. I like this other computer that I bought. I'm happy with my work zone as is, so it's more so the background that we're working on right now. Let's get back to this stuff. Hold on. Let's get back to this stuff. We got a little bit sidetracked. Okay, so more of these lights. I don't need these. I'll just say that. I don't need these, so these are off the list. You guys like the artwork stuff a lot. Oh, shit! Are you kidding? Have you guys seen? This is a... What? Look at this. I think this is just a really cool poster concept. I don't know if I'd want this poster myself, you know, but it's a... I love this poster concept. Look at this. I love this. This is... man. I love this poster. It's one of those that I can respect. It's not necessarily my style that I would have something like this around the house or even in the background of my room. But I just always love seeing, like, I don't know, interesting blends between, you know, taking a already understood style of art, right, the way One Piece is or whatever, and just mixing it with something that something that's really dry. I like the fusion idea, you know? This is One Piece mixed with a sort of movie poster feel. It's really, really cool. Like, you could imagine this as it's a little bit odd with the underwater stuff. I don't know. Like, Luffy's expression seems a little bit creepy to me here, I'll just say. But you could imagine this as like a movie poster for One Piece. I love it. Brandon King says, I sent this in. Great stuff, Brandon King. Excellent. But we will not be getting this. It's being taken off the list. That's not for me. I liked it a lot, though. I liked it for what it was. Oh, this is more like it. All right, shelves. We will return to this. Who sent in these shelves? Don't take credit if it's not for you. Whose shelves are these? Who got these shelves? These people are thinking in the right direction. Nobody wants credit for the shelves? All right, I'll just assume this person left. But good job. Good job to that person. We'll revisit that. Oh, cool stuff. I like this. I like it. I like it. This is something I could get. It's also only $10. That's kind of crazy. Crunky Crucker says, hey Cork, who's your favorite post-time skip character and when will the rest of your hair grow in? My favorite post-time skip character is, character introduced post-time skip or character that I've, is it fine if it's a character that we kind of got to see a little bit pre-time skip, but then I liked him a lot post-time skip? Let's just assume the former, which is that it's purely a post-time skip character, right? So if we're talking purely a post-time skip, does Kaido count? Because we kind of saw Kaido, a silhouette of him. Kaido, I'm not counting. Kaido's not going to be one of my favorite post-time skip characters, although he was for a minute. Rest in peace to the Kaido that never fulfilled his full potential. But I would say favorite post-time skip character. This is honestly very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. I'm trying to decide, am I going with an island-specific character? I could just go with Katakuri. But I feel like there's somebody I'm missing. No one from Fishman Island. I could say Senor Pink. Senor Pink feels a little too minor to really put him like that, but I really, really do like Senor Pink. Senor Pink. Okay, you guys, who do you guys have? Yeah, am I allowed to say Law? I don't think I would pick Law. More so I would pick Capone Beige or someone, but Capone Beige is probably my favorite supernova at the moment. But let's say somebody that is exclusively post-time skip. So you can't say Law, you can't say supernova, stuff like that. You are allowed to say Kaido and Big Mom. Any character that had their official, actual, we got to see them introduction post-time skip. Who do you have? Trez Evans says, Morj, are you African-American or Indian? I'm always interested because once in a blue moon, I do come across people both in real life and on, in comments or whatever, people who think that I'm black, which is always very interesting to me because it's just I'm very distinctively, I think it's just obvious I'm not, right? Pretty sure it's obvious I'm not. People used to call me Packy, which was as an insult, a racist insult. I saw people back in the day when I was coming up, you'd get, your occasional racist comments, somebody would type in the comments, who is this Packy or something like that. And I'd just be like, I'm not Pakistani. I'm not from Pakistan. At least get it right. That would bother me more than anything. I'd just be like, this isn't even the right... They're being racist, but they're racially profiling me. They're misgendering people. They're doing the opposite. Not the opposite, but they're doing the race version of that, which also bothers me for its own reasons. Anyway. Chapit says, I thought you were mixed. Nope. Okay. Let's see. We can't count no counting Doflamingo. Someone said Bobbin. No counting Doflamingo. You know a funny thing about Bobbin? Here's one reason. Okay. Hold on. Fujitora, Kanjuro. Kanjuro's is probably... Oh, Momo! I forgot about Momo. I'd throw Momo in there, to be honest. No, we're not counting Dofi. Odin. I forgot about Odin. I'd throw Odin in there. No Law, no Kid. We got some good choices. Otahime is being thrown in there. I'm surprised I'm not seeing any Fisher Tigers. Bartolomeo is great. Kinemon. Anyway, where are we at? Pedro. I don't know. Morj kind of looks Dominican now that I'm thinking about it. I think if it really came down to it, if I needed to pass for South American or Hispanic or something, in some situation or something like that, I think I could pull it off. I think I could fool some people, but I could not pass for black. I just couldn't. There's just too many differences. Fisher Tiger. Yeah, let's throw Fisher Tiger in there. You could technically throw Roger. No, we got some flashback panels of Roger and stuff. Yamato. I hope people are trolling right now with Yamato. All right, it's not funny anymore. We're done with this. We're moving on. I like this poster. All right. We got this. Ooh. Oh my God. This is so clean. It's beautiful. Look at how clean this is. Ooh. Alabasta. Okay. Let's see who's a regular Morj viewer. How many times are we going to see this come up? No, I don't want this. No offense to whoever put it. I know you meant well, but I don't want that. Okay. Quick guesses. Surprised this made it past the Rajesh filter. Actually, I'm not that surprised because it's Rajesh. Quick guesses. What? Out of all the storylines in One Piece, where does Alabasta rank for me? If you guys, first person to guess it correctly gets, I haven't just given mod for no reason in a while. Okay, first person to guess Alabasta's ranking for me gets mod. I haven't done it in a while. Let's see. Oh, that was really quick. All right, the correct answer already popped up. Thought you guys would take a while, but Nick got it. All right. We got a new mod. It's Nick. That wasn't that fun. That wasn't fun. Yeah, it's too late. Yeah, 3 was the correct answer. It's 3rd. Yeah. S tier 10 out of 10, somebody said. That is not the type of rating we're looking for here. This is cool. I don't know if I would get something like this. It's not quite me. So far we've gotten like 2 contributions for shelves. Oh, god damn it. So far we've gotten 2 contributions for shelves. 2 contributions for shelves and like a bunch of fan art stuff. What is this? LED strip lights? How would this work? I like the idea. Why is it like $1 million? Oh, it's $25. Oh, what? Dude, these are amazing. I want these. Oh my god. This is a great idea. I'll just say add to cart right now. That's a great idea. Who came up with the LED lights, huh? Who said the LED lights? No, they're not striptease lights. These are cool lights. You guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You guys don't know home decor. All right? As a reminder, most all of you posted like random One Piece shit. You guys don't know home decor. I know home decor. Why I'm crowdsourcing all of this if I know home decor, I don't have a good response. But I'll just say those lights are great. I love those lights. All right. Watch my setup just end up back exactly the way it was at the beginning with just some fucking Miami Vice lighting in the background and everyone telling me it's bad. All right. Harrison says it was me. Are you being honest? Was it you? Who knows? All right. Hand-in-hand magnetic whiteboard dry erase board. I actually have a whiteboard. It's not magnetic though. No, it's magnetic, I'm pretty sure. I could use this. Maybe I could use this. JK Kane says Bollywood poster? No. Then you guys would ask me for Bollywood dance more often. All right. This is a boat thing. Do I have to assemble this? For the love of... If I have to fucking assemble this. Let's take a look. Is this something I have to assemble? I'm not going to get the boat anyway. But I just want to see... Okay. Requires no tools to assemble. That actually does move it up a little bit into the realm of possibility. All right, let's say maybe. Nah, I'm not a chopper hater like certain people. Whoa. Hold up. Okay, so I didn't catch this on the first go around. This is in fact a life-size statue figure of Tony Chopper. This is $1,300. This is $1,300. Why? Who do you think I am? Who do you think you're looking at right now, huh? This is not Ludwig. This is Morj. Morj is not spending $1,300 on a life-size statue figure of Chopper. This is so expensive that it's got one of those like monthly payment plans. Who the fuck would do a monthly payment plan for this? What? At least if it was like Luffy or something. This is just Chopper. This is just... Do you think Chopper is like one of my favorite Straw Hats? I actually do like Chopper a lot. At least peak Chopper is great. Peak Chopper is Oda's written some great scenes for Chopper, I think, throughout the story. And not just back in Drum Kingdom. Like Monster Point Chopper, the first one around, I think was one of my favorite scenes in the series. I think Chopper's got some great scenes in One Piece. Guys, I think this is so close to what I used to have. This is just the same shit. It's just the same shit I used to have. I think I'm heavily biased towards wanting to get something like this, but okay, let's say no. If we're getting anything like that, it'll be those LED lights. Which one was that? No. All right, we're getting towards the end. Oh shit! This is cool. I love creative stuff like this. Is definitely in the realm of something that I would potentially get like that. Skip one. Shelves. Okay, hold on. I like these shelves. $105, that's fine. How tall? Okay, hold on. The shelves are what? 57 inches? Okay. That's not that tall. I think I would want to go with floating shelves. So I'm going to take this off the list. I like the idea though. Floating shelves I think is a little bit better. Better microphone. I think my mic is fine. My mic is good enough. Okay. I would like this spa, but I maybe not in that room. Not in this room. Right? Okay, this is getting a little too far with the lighting shit. You guys are trying to appeal to my... Oh! Something that I'm not going to take care of. Please tell me this is fake. Oh, it's a fake plant. Actually, that's a good idea. I like this. I could use a fake plant. I like it. Fake plant, good idea. Frankie. Oh, shit. See, this is different, because we're talking about Frankie here. How tall is he? 50 feet? How tall is this character? This better be life size. Only one left in stock? Who's been buying up all the fucking $800 Frankie things? How tall is this? This better be fucking the full height of the room if it's $800. Where does it say? Manufacturer minimum age. What? I'm so confused. What? What does this mean? Can someone tell me what this means? What does manufacturer minimum age mean? This is the... What? The youngest you have... You have to be at least 100... What does this mean? Sheriff Lafitte says, who's your favorite henchman to each arc villain? Oh, that's a great question. All right, let's rattle this off. All right. Favorite henchman to each arc villain. Okay. Starting from number 1. I guess I'd say Kobe or Helmet. Kobe and Helmet Po, right? Kobe is the henchman to Alvida. Helmet Po is the henchman to Morgan. It's a funny little duo, I guess. So Kobe, Helmet Po, right? That's pretty much automatic. I like the Lion. No, Kabaji was a fun henchman for what he was, but I like Richie out of Buggy's crew. Richie out of Buggy's crew. Out of Kuro's crew. I mean, I guess I gotta say Django, right? Then I gotta say fucking like the Naiban brothers or like whatever. Krieg, that's automatic. That's Jin. Arlong, I gotta say Hachi, right? Like, okay, a lot of these are pretty straightforward. Okay, let's get to Baroque Works. That's some serious stuff, right? Baroque Works, I would say Mr. 1. Mr. 1. Like, I like Mr. 2 better as a character over the course of the story, but like, Mr. 1 is... No, honestly, I like Mr. 1 better as a character. Not because he's a well-written character. It's just that Mr. 1's kind of badass. I just like, anytime Mr. 1 pops up, I'm like, oh, damn, it's cool that he's still around in the story and somehow still relevant. Mr. 1's just cool. So I like Mr. 1. Mr. 1 is actually low-key one of my favorite henchmen. Part of it is like the level of difficulty that it took to defeat him, right? Mr. 1 is one of the rare characters. I think he's the only character that you can really argue over the course of the series, the only henchman to a main villain, that you can even potentially make the argument that he could beat Luffy, right? Because in general, whoever Zoro beats is always going to be weaker than whoever Luffy beats. Mr. 1, just because of the matchup and the trickiness of the matchup or whatever, people can make the argument that, like, look, and like Mr. 1 was by far Zoro's hardest fight over the course of the story. He was just like, he was a very, very, very impressive henchman, right? I'd say probably the most impressive henchman outside of characters like Katakuri, who were so impressive that they actually got to fight Luffy himself, right? Yeah, I think like relative to his given arc, Mr. 1 is probably the most impressive henchman, right? He was probably the only one that you're like, damn, even he would probably give Luffy a run for his money. I'm sure Luffy would find a way to win, I guess, but like on paper, it's a really, really rough fight for him. So, Mr. 1, Skypiea, I didn't really love any of the priests. Satori annoyed the shit out of me. Gedatsu is really fun. I like Gedatsu a lot. Ohm was cool. Ohm was a badass. Ohm was cool. Gedatsu's lovable. Different categories, right? CP9. CP9 had some great characters. Am I just always going with the second strongest? I like Kaku out of C. I liked all of CP9, to be honest. They were all funny. They're all funny. They're all entertaining. Maybe it's just Kaku. I don't know. I liked Kaku. Fuck. Let me try to not go with the second strongest. Doflamingo's crew. That's easy. Send your pink. Horty's crew. None of them. Caesar. I guess Monet. Actually, that's Doflamingo's henchman to be correct. Actually, Doflamingo, I like Virgo a lot. Virgo's a close second to Senior Pink. I think Virgo gets underrated. Then Whole Cake Island, Katakuri, easy. Kaido's crew. I didn't like Kaido's henchmen. I don't like Kaido's crew. They kind of suck. I guess Ulti. I guess King. I guess King out of Kaido's crew. It's just that King looked like... King was a tough fight for Zoro, but at the same time, like, Oda made King look bad, and, like, last we saw he's getting fucked up by an Admiral. Before he fought Zoro, he was getting fucked up by Marco and stuff, while Marco was, like, 2v1ing him and Queen. King just never looked that impressive outside of fighting Zoro. I don't know. King or Ulti. I don't know. Anyway, sidetrack. Sidetrack over. Alright, yeah, Ulti was just cool. She was a pleasant surprise. Breath of fresh air. How tall is this thing? Also, did anyone... Okay. What? This is like the height of this microphone. Less. Item weight, 5 pounds. Why is it $800? Is this made out of gold? What is this? Why is this $800? Is it because it comes with Chopper and Chopper's worth worth that much? Why is this so expensive? Who linked this? I ought to ban this person trying to trick me into spending $800 on essentially like something the size of, I don't know, a glass of water. Nice try. I'm getting rid of this mic. Don't need that. Cactus I liked. General Frankie is a no. If it was life size, I could see that being $800. Okay, oh shit. I like this. I like this a lot. AJK says, come on, I need to sleep, give me an answer. What do you need an answer for? What do you need an answer? How much did he take for the job? Can you send me his details on Gmail or Twitter? Oh, you want to set up a website? Oh, I'm sorry. I could probably link it to you on Twitter or something like that. I don't want to, like, I guess... No, it's not. He's a public person, right? He's on Fiverr, so there's nothing private about it, right? All right, I can give it to you on Twitter, but I also didn't do this directly. So the producer/editor of this channel does most of the back-end setup of stuff. So through him, we got a guy for Fiverr who set up everything, including the Shopify for the store and the online store itself, basically. But I can do that. No worries, AJK. The Chopper statue takes into consideration his bounty. That's funny. Okay, let's take a look at the shelves that we got. All right, if nothing else, we're going to decide on the shelves. I like the plant. These are potential things. This is a no. I don't even know I kept that up. I'm not going to get that. Maybe. Are these the lights that I got? I'll decide on the lights myself. I'm going to try and pick out some shelves. Let me try and pick out some shelves. Everything else can be chosen just through what artwork I prefer or whatever. All right. And that's pretty much it. Okay. So we've got this shelf type thing. How tall is this? Where's the information on this? Oh, this is pretty tall. This is pretty tall. I like the height of this. All right. So it's 63 inches tall. See AJK. Oh, I have your Gmail? Okay, that makes it easier. That makes it easier than Twitter. Okay, we got this. Ignore the plant. Ignore the plant. We're not looking at the plant. We got this. We got this. We got this. These are the shelves that we have to work with. I don't know why I kept this one up. I'm not going to go with this one. I guess just this and this. I don't know if you guys even, like... What's better? What would look better in the back? Okay, here's what I'm thinking in the background. Pizza's asking when you're releasing the Wano video. I think Wano video I can get out next break week. So whatever the next break week is, the Saturday of that week, I think I can get the Wano video out. I think. Not 100% yet. Not 100%. Honestly, between the shelves, I'm going to decide myself. You guys have been somewhat helpful though. That lamp works well for your corner. Is it a lamp too? Oh, you're right. It's a lamp and a shelf. That is a game changer. I like that, though. The thing is, I have a table lamp that I'm just not using. Fuck. This changes a lot. So I could have this on one side, like a poster or something on the other side. I do like these ideas. All right. Is that it? Is that all I really need? Get floating shelves in the back? Yeah, maybe I'll just do floating shelves in the back, a small table with a lamp over there, and a poster above it. And maybe that's just the room. Maybe I don't need to complicate it more than that. I do think I want to... Wait, check out Volume 1 podcast. We never did that. We can do a little poll on, like, who's got the best... who do you guys think out of the One Piece YouTube community has the best background setup? What is it called? The Volume Something podcast? Battery saver is on? Fuck. I might have to close my extra monitor here. Volume 1 podcast? Wait, didn't I pull them up? No, I didn't. Wait, this looks nice. What? Guys, check out the Volume 1 podcast. How do I get something like this? What? No, this is... That looks very, very good. That looks great. Their background is so good. It's filled with so much stuff that they don't even need to show all of it. They're like, fuck it, we'll keep some stuff on the side. I like it. Tekking has the best setup. I think Tekking probably has the best setup. Porsche being very nice says, Morj, I'm not gonna lie, I think your setup is not bad. No, my setup is bad. I think my setup can't be worse because it's literally nothing. It's the equivalent of basically nothing. But it's like it's a blank canvas, so you can work with a blank canvas. How much time do I have? Does it say? 18%. That doesn't tell me anything. Hello? Oh, fuck. Get those hexagons that light up. Do a green screen and then copy Volume 1. Your setup feels incomplete. Yeah, my setup's incomplete. I need more stuff for the setup, no doubt. I think at the end of the day, like, whatever I do is going to be better than what I currently have, so it's not a big deal. You know, whatever I ultimately do is going to be better than I currently have. If it's better than what I currently have, it's still a win somehow. So I think at the end of the day, it's just going to be some shelves, some shit on the shelves, table with a lamp on it, and a poster. And then we live with that. The main thing is a different color wall. We all feel confident about gray. Let me ask you guys this. Out of anybody that is a sort of visionary in terms of room setup, if I got the wall painted, would it be weird if I just got that wall painted? Or do you guys think I have to get both walls painted and that shit over there? You think I can get away with just painting this wall behind me? Or do I have to do the door side of things? I have to do this side of things? What do I do? Need the advice here. Return the lights. Both walls painted. One wall. Get a green screen. Only one wall. Would look... Otherwise, it's weird. I trust Sean Easton's opinion, but a lot of people are saying I can get away with just one wall. I guess I do a poll. One or no wall. Only one wall would look off. Yeah, maybe only one. I don't know. Just don't know. Try one wall and see how you feel. Yeah, but okay, here's the reality. I'm not going to paint this stuff myself. I'm going to get somebody else to paint it because I just don't have... A big part of it, when I say I don't have time for stuff, you guys may not believe me, but I genuinely don't have time for a lot of... That's why I'm very slow moving on a lot of these things, right? Getting second monitors, stuff like that. I just don't have a lot of time for stuff, basically. So any room setup, I'm just paying somebody else to do it. I have a handyman person. I'm just going to have them come paint the stuff, basically. So I'd rather they don't have to come one time. I get a wall painted, and then I'm like, hey, can you come back another day, do this whole process again, but just for these other walls. So I gotta see. Insert clickbait says rule of threes, one wall. What does that mean? Poll? All right, let's do a poll. Let's do a quick poll. Quick poll. Do I paint just one wall or all the walls? Just one wall. All the walls. All right. When I say all the walls, I mean all the visible walls. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't need to paint the wall back there. You guys aren't going to see that. Tom says, like how you got someone else to build your PC? No, I'm very proud of that. I built this monitor. I built this PC. I built this PC on my own. Set it up and everything. Put it up, put the stand in, connected the HDMIs, put the power cord in. All me. All me, 100%. All the walls is the answer. And I did it in record time, too. I had to start a stream. So it was like, I had to really book it. Does that mean I have to paint the door? This has raised so many questions. Do I have to paint the door? Can the door be white? Is it fine if the door is white? It's not capped. I set up the monitor. I set up the compute, whatever you want to say. Set up the whole thing myself. Crash99 says it's a monitor, not a PC. Well, nobody can actually build a PC. That's ridiculous. Unless you're like Alan Turing and his team of scientists from way back when, you know. Humans can't physically build computers by themselves. That's not a thing. That's why we have factories and machines that do it. It's not a by hand sort of thing, you know. What we can do is build monitors. A select few of us are capable of that, such as myself. Chief Boyar coming in very late to the stream, I assume, because he's coming in and saying, buy a body pillow. We're kind of past that part of it. We got those jokes out of the way very early on. Mohamed Sadeghi says, why don't you read my super chat? Probably because I didn't see it, which I'm sorry about. Let's take a quick look. Everybody, we got to find out what Mohamed... Wait, did I miss some people's super chats? Let me double check. Sean Easton says, you can build a PC, but it's hell. Oh, wait. Mohamed Sadeghi says, out of curiosity, should we suggest... Wait, I missed a few. Hold on. Out of curiosity, should we suggest hair growth products as well? JK Kane says, Bollywood poster. No, we got that. No, that's the only one. Then I think we're good. Chief Boyar says, did you buy it then? No, I'm sorry to disappoint. We did not buy the body pillow. All right, I think I've got what I need out of this stream, which was mostly just reaffirming what I already knew. I think the color was helpful. Now we know a color, which is gray. We're going to change the background to gray. I think that part of it is helpful. So gray background, that's step number 1. The other stuff coming in, that's obviously step number 2. That's how steps go. Painting this wall. Yeah, we're going to paint all the walls. We'll just paint all the walls. Doesn't matter. We'll paint all the walls. Paint your walls green, boom, instant green screen. That is not how green screens work. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for helping somewhat. Not really, for the most part. And Anon says Morj just uses us. You know, with how useful you guys are, I feel like even if I attempt to use you guys, it's just unsuccessful. Because I gain next to nothing out of this stream. I thought I'd be able to... The only things I really got a good conclusive decision on from you guys was basically what color should I paint it. We landed on gray, which I already wanted. So we landed on gray. And then how many walls to paint. I'll give that to you guys. 60% if you say I should paint multiple walls, so I'll do that. Everything else, I was already going to do anyway. I wanted some shelves. Only like 4 of you suggested shelves. The rest of you suggested some random bullshit. Shelves, And I'm going to do table with a lamp, already going to happen. Some of you sent me some nice posters. I'll say that. Some of the posters were very nice. This is cool. Oh, cactus. Cactus was a good idea. There were some good ideas. I'm being too harsh. There were some good ideas. Love this poster. There were some really good ideas. I will say there's some good ideas. But at the end of the day, I was looking for something inspired. Like, hey, Morj, here's a vision for like a YouTube setup that will just wow the world. It'll blow out every other One Piece YouTuber out of the water, right? Something that'll make Tekking's room look like a joke. That'll outshine Grand Line Review's room. That'll make Brago's room look like, well, the way it already does. That doesn't really need anything to beat that out. Randy look like a complete scrub. Some inspired vision, some sort of genius room design. Instead, we're just going with, all right, paint all the walls and do the basic shit. And throw some One Piece posters in. But that's okay. Ippo Takamura says, hey, Mork, have you seen the movie RRR yet? No, everyone's talking about that. At least, like, lots of Indian people, and I know even, like, non-Indian, like, American people and shit know that. Like, it's always interesting to me when just straight-up Indian, just Indian shit, like, because movie culture is really, really, really big in India. You think movie culture, TV culture is big here? In India, movie culture is huge. It dominates Indian pop culture. Dominates Indian pop culture in a way that that's not even close to the case in America, okay? So it's still crazy to me that like film culture is so big in India. That's why it's exciting anytime something like RRR, breaks out and then suddenly becomes, a well-known thing that's going to show up at the top of Netflix streaming for, other countries, which just doesn't happen that often. So for me, I have not seen RRR. You're saying it's a really cool Indian action film and one of my favorite movies this year. I'm sure it's like a really enjoyable, cool, fun action film to watch. Maybe I'll watch it with my family next time I'm back home or whatever. Probably for Christmas break, maybe Thanksgiving or something like that. So I'm sure I'll get around to watching it. I have not personally just taken the time to watch it myself. For me, it's more so cool to just see, be it good, be it bad, be it silly, be it goofy, be it whatever. It's just fun for me to see some Indian culture stuff seeping into American mainstream, at least word of mouth to a degree. So fun for me to see. I'm happy about that. No idea if the movie's actually good or just a fun Indian type action movie or whatever. I would assume the latter. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. You guys were kind of helpful. I'll give you that. Definitely kind of helpful. And I will talk to you all later. All right. Peace.